being able to work with people and organize things and put things in different categories is just interesting to me. And so being able to continue doing that at the Young Americans is just a blessing, because I've always been attracted to the performing arts, and having an understanding of how to help students continue to pursue their goals just makes me happy. Because it's like, oh, you can do this now. Like there's more than this one option that you thought coming in, and we can expand that idea. Or if you're not interested in the performing arts at all, great. There's a whole lot of things out there. So being able to support the students through that, I don't see it as that different as far as like a skill set. So I'm grateful for, having the ability to be a counselor and to work with people one-on-one, to have an understanding of just people in general, especially at this age where there are a lot of questions, there are a lot of concerns, and just being able to sit with them and talk with them and, help them figure out a plan. So I think I could definitely offer a lot of things. And then understanding, no one... Empathy, yeah. Nobody doesn't like when someone can understand what they're going through. It's like, I don't get that at all. Just deal with it. No, it's like I feel like I can also offer, that one-on-one time of, well, let's talk about it. Not trying to be a counselor as a dean, but still being like, let me hear what's going on. I want to be there for you. I want to support you. And so one of the things as dean of students that I want to implement is a career development program where students will, whether it's filling out a career aptitude test, trying to figure out, what are some things that I might be good at, and reading up on those job descriptions or career descriptions, building resumes, knowing that the skills that they are acquiring on tour or in classes are going to be important to any field. But actually knowing that and being able to be like, oh, I have this skill and this skill and this skill, and being able to put that on a resume is something that I think is going to be so key for our students moving forward. And then another thing that I'm working on is, because I'm not the counselor, there's a gap. And so what's tricky is that, as a counselor working in California, who's licensed in California, you can't offer therapeutic services outside of California because there's different laws and ethics and all kinds of things. But working with an organization like BetterHelp, where they facilitate the counselor wherever the person is. And so being able to give them that therapeutic care that even at the school was limited because there wasn't as many resources, especially if a student was off campus sort of thing. But having that resource for the students to wherever they are can easily connect them to whatever mental health resources they need there. So
when I first was talking to her, what really struck me that I said, I got to find a spot for her, was that in a leadership position, any leadership position, there's always paperwork, emails, and all that. And I've always gravitated to people to a leader that'll put people before the paper. And I saw that in her. When
I hate paperwork.
But she's really invested in people. And that really is what said to me, let's find a place for her. The other one was this career path and how to find out the extension, because how it aligns to what we're doing, at least with the college and at the entertainment side. As we bring in these new courses that we want to expand, we should develop career pathways and put that child, and I call them child because they're young enough to be my grandchildren, but to put those kids in, they come in, they take the test. You know what? I thought I wanted to go into acting, but you know what? I've discovered that I want to write. And let's put them on the path. Or I discovered that I can sing. I didn't know that I can sing. And put them on that pathway. So that is the springboard into above and beyond what the young Americans are going to do. And that's where I was really impressed when she brought that to me, because it really fit into my idea of where I think maybe we should be heading.
Yeah. And it's always good to be able to hear the needs that the kids have as well. And that came from what the kids were describing to me. Is like, I just don't know what I want to do. And so it's like, okay. And even as counselor, you know, I would be able to walk them through, like, well, have you taken a career aptitude test? And they're like, what's that? It's like, you didn't do that in high school? Slacking. not the kid, the school counselor. But yeah, so I think it will create a lot of an easier transition for the students, which, I mean, if you're not, so there's a balance, right? You want to be fully engaged in what you're doing, but you also want to be prepared for the next step. I'm not going to be around forever. None of us are going to be around forever. So knowing that this can still continue without me, knowing that you can still move forward with your life, knowing that you are going to move forward in your life, and you're not just going to be stuck here. So I'm always a transitional kind of thinker of like, okay, well, what's next? What are we working for? What's the goal? And then keeping that in the back of your mind, so you're like, you know, just keep growing.